Now, if you told me you owned all of the Bitcoin in the world and you offered it to me for $25, I wouldn't take it, because what would I do with it? I have to sell it back to you one way or another. I mean, maybe I have the same people, but it isn't going to do anything. The apartments are going to produce rental, and the farms are going to produce food. And if I've got all the Bitcoin, I'm back where whatever his name was, who may or may not have existed, was 15 years ago. If I've got it all, he could create a mystery about it. But everybody knows what I'm like. I mean, so if I'm trying to get rid of it, people will say, well, why should I buy some Bitcoin from you?
I'm going to keep it real with you guys. Welcome back to Clockwise Crypto, where we help you move forward towards financial freedom with crypto assets. We are the voice of crypto, giving a voice to the voiceless, okay? Warren Buffett gives his most expansive explanation for why he doesn't believe in Bitcoin. Okay. You guys heard that little excerpt of him breaking down his opinion on Bitcoin. And so for me, I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, the apartments produce rent, the farmland produce food. But I think we've been past the notion of Bitcoin being used day to day and being more of a store of value. And if you listen to the full breakdown when it talks about crypto, it's kind of, for me, I look at it as he's saying there's no way in his circle that no one has Bitcoin. There's no way. Okay? So I look at this as more of a Mark Cuban play, where initially he's, Mark Cuban, if we go here, we see Mark Cuban saying, I'd rather have bananas than Bitcoin. So I look at it here as, in 2019 saying you'd rather have bananas than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has no intrinsic value, right? And so, and then, later he's saying, breaking down his crypto portfolio, say he has 60% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, and 10% of the rest. That happens, okay? That is happening. And so when we look at the billionaires, Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, who are extremely impacted by a disruption of the legacy system, let's not forget that. These people have made billions in the legacy system, in the traditional way of doing things. So for people to now be able to go to crypto and go to a different way of conducting business that they're not prepared for, it makes all the sense in the world for them to say, oh, I don't believe in Bitcoin. Let's keep the price down for as long as possible. We have a track record. We have a following of people that are going to take our word for it, and we're going to keep this price down as long as possible while we figure this out. So let's keep saying no. Let's keep saying, I don't want Bitcoin. Similar to what Mark Cuban did. I'll take bananas over Bitcoin. Don't get Bitcoin. Then a year or two later, oh yeah, I got 60% in Bitcoin. My portfolio is broken down 60% Bitcoin. Right? So let's remember this. This happens. And you're listening to people that have made their living, their whole career in this legacy system that cryptocurrency is now disrupting. And it's happening. So let's not forget that. Apartments, they do produce rent. Farmland does produce food. Cryptocurrency does produce freedom. Okay? So let's not forget that. Okay? So looking at what they're talking about, I dived into it a little bit, and I just think it's one of those scenarios that there's people in this circle have crypto. The people in this circle are accumulating crypto. And what's going to happen is a couple years later, oh yeah, we have, we put 2% of your portfolio into crypto just in case. Meanwhile, this whole time, they've been accumulating for weeks and years the same thing that they're saying don't touch, which most people will not touch it, miss out on opportunity, and everyone will stay in their place and will not move forward. Okay? So let's remember that. Remember what happened with Mark Cuban. Remember what happened with Kevin O'Leary did it as well. And Warren Buffett is doing the same thing. Because this guy's, he's a smart dude. You know, of course we want to, acknowledge his investing career, okay? Acknowledge his investing career. You know, the guy's, I think, the best investor of all time. But we've seen it happen where you keep talking down to crypto. Oh, yeah. You know, it's not going to be around. Don't do it. Impacting millions by the words you speak. And meanwhile, behind the scenes, you're accumulating crypto behind the scenes. It's happened. We've seen it happen already. Just showed you a clear example. And Charlie Munger as well. Bitcoin is stupid and evil. It makes me look bad. You try to stay away from it because you think Bitcoin is all three. Because you're impacted by people going the crypto route. It's going to disrupt your entire livelihood. You know, not necessarily for the bad, but it's definitely going to be a switch in how we do business. And now you have the opportunity to allow people to make gains and really change their financial lives. And you're telling them not to invest or not even take a look at it. That's insane. So do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. I can know nothing to what I'm talking about, but think for yourself about what's happening in the crypto industry and what's to come. It's changing people's lives. It's changed our lives. In some regard, trading in cryptocurrency saved my life. It saved our team's life and impacted their lives tremendously. And I've seen it happen time and time again by just being open-minded, not listening to people that have already made their billions. They can afford to miss out on an opportunity for generational wealth. They can afford to miss out on an opportunity or get in late. They have the capital to get in late. Okay? Most people watching this, most of our followers cannot afford to miss out on this opportunity of a lifetime. Okay? So that's my 2 cents. I wanted to just touch on this because it's insane to me that you don't even direct people to even take a look. Knowing your clout in the investment arena. Knowing that if you say just take a look at it and do your own research, you have the ability to impact millions. Okay? So just remember that. And just remember that the odds of his team, Charlie Munger too, and Warren Buffett, the odds of their team diving into crypto behind the scenes is not off the table. It's happening. Okay? So don't believe everything that's fed to you. Think for yourself. Do your own research. And we'll see you soon.